Harihi Om. A small analysis on the Visvarupam of the Lord of Lords. The Visvarupam was shown by the Lord of Lords in the Kurukshetra battlefield, keeping Arjuna as the representative for the entire mankind. And this Visvarupam is a cosmic form of the Lord. His magnanimity, how he is spread in all directions. And he showed in that battlefield because life itself is a battle for everyone. That is why he chose to show that big cosmic form in the battlefield. And Arjuna, since he is a human being, he is a man, so he indirectly wanted to communicate or give the message that that means in man's life, there are so many battles which he must fight. And then only he can become a Sthita Prajna first. And what are the battles he must fight is that what the sense organs take into them and dump it into the brain. So he must fight at every stage. He must fight with all the 6 evils: Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya. And all these are in him only, in the person. And he must fight with all these things to get the Sthita Prajna. Then he must fight with the outside vanities, outside passions, to get this, to get the balance of his mind and to attain the Sthita Prajna. Next, another thing is, he wanted to give the message that one who understands this cosmic form of the Lord as the doer, the did and the done. That means the subject, verb and object. So here, if one can understand the Lord as the subject, verb and object, he is the doer, he is the did and he is the done, then one feels that he is an instrument in the hands of the God, of the Lord, and he only does his duty as ordained by him or as decreed by him. So here, that's why he showed this Visvarupam in the battlefield. Because in everyone's life, one has to face so many battles. One must face so many battles, and to win over his life. Actually, to win over the desires, because the desire is the first one which is very difficult for man to control. Once a person wants something, he feels that unless he has it, he possesses it, he will not attain that satisfaction. So that's why. So, what's it that if the desire is not fulfilled, one gets angry, he loses his balance, he loses his emotions, then he always thinks from his point of view and tries to attain that at any cost. And then he will be ruining himself also sometimes. He will be ruining himself. So here, this is one aspect. And another thing what he wanted to prove is why he was a charioteer for Arjuna is, let us look from another side. Suppose we make our heart a temple for him, and the temple is the chariot, and he sits in the chariot. And when he himself is the charioteer, he will lead our life in such a beautiful way that we will be victorious and we need not bother for anything, because he will look after everything. And he also assured that. So one who goes to his refuge, leaving all the other dharmas, he would give that refuge and salvation. So he would look after everything. So this is what he wanted to give the message to the world, to the people, to keep him as a charioteer, making their hearts a temple for him. And Arjuna, as he represented the human beings. So we are human beings, and heart is a place which we can make a temple for him. And in that temple he resides as a charioteer, and then we pray to him every day that you are the charioteer for my life, and you lead you take us wherever you want to take, and without leaving us. And then we will always be with you, isn't it? And we trust that he will look after us. He will take care of us. And then we will perform our duties as ordained by him. So this is one aspect of the Visvarupam. And then coming to the cosmic form of the Visvarupam, we find that from one side everything will be entering into him, and from the other side everything will be emerging into him. Now what is this so many forms, so many varieties, so many things, Chara and Achara Jagat, entering into him, and he is stable like that, and everything emerged from him. So Ekam Sat Advitiyam Brahma. So that Ekam Sat is the Advaitam. Advitiyam Brahma is the Advaitam. So with the cosmic form, he wanted to show that the Dvaitam and Advaitam are inseparable. Because when we look at the cosmic form of the Lord, we find that from one side of him everything will be entering into him, and from the other side all that has entered into him, they won't merge into him. They will come out from the other side. Okay, so here when the entering into him and the coming out of him, so the entering into him, we find so many things entering into him. The galaxies, the cosmos, the stars, the sun, the planets, the people, the animals, everything will be entering into him. The rishis, the munis, everyone will be entering into him. And from the other side, it will be coming out. Some of them will be coming out. So we see both the entering and the emerging. Just as the sun rays, it enters and then it emerges from a prism. So here, from a prism. So here, like this only, these when everything enters into him, but he is very stable. He just stands like that. We see that he doesn't even move even a 1 millimeter also. And now why he doesn't move is because he is Advaitam, Ekam Sat. So when it has no different shapes, it is always like that. So there is no change in it. So here also there is no change in him. Though so many enter and so many emerge, so many things enter, so many things go on shouting, but he is always stable like that. And he is not at all bothered who enters into him and who emerges into him. He just stands like that, like Chidvilasa Purusha, the ever smiling face. So here he wanted to give that message. That means what he wanted to give the message is whatever comes and goes, he is always there. That is Advaita. Whatever comes and goes, everything will enter into him and everything will emerge from him only. Because he is the root for everything. He is the root cause for every creation. And he is the root cause for merging also. So here he gives the message for us whatever comes in our day-to-day lives. So we need not tremble for everything. Because whatever comes and goes, everything comes and everything goes, nothing is permanent. But our soul is permanent. Our Atma is permanent. And that Atma is to be merged in the Paramatma. So here, the entering into Him and the emerging from Him, everything takes place. But maybe 0.0001%, they will be in Him, they will merge in Him. And that is the merging of the Atma with the Paramatma. So this Dvaitam, whatever it is, it will merge in the Advaitam and become one with the Almighty, with the Lord of Lords, with the Paramatma. So that is what the Atma and Paramatma relation is. The Atma and the Paramatma relation is what? So actually there are so many Atmas. There are some billions and billions and billions of Atmas. And all these Atmas are from one Chaitanya only. And that is of the Lord of Lords, as he showed in the Virat Rupam, the Visarupam. And all these Chaitanyas, we find them as existing separately, with a separate identity. So one tree is not like another tree. One animal is not like another animal. One person is not like another person. But the underlying thread that binds all the Atmas is of the Paramatma only. And all these Atmas, the ultimate goal of the Atmas is to merge with the Paramatma. But he is unseen. He is only to be experienced. He is only to be understood. He is only to be felt. If he is seen, then he will become an object. Yadrusyam tas nasyati. So if anything is seen and known by the eye, then it will get destroyed. It will be ruined. Yadrusyam tas nasyati. Nasyati means destroyed. So Drisya means whatever the eye sees. But he is not seen with the eye. He is to be experienced. He is to be known. He is to be experienced. He is to be understood. Then only we can know that he is the Paramatma. Otherwise we always feel that we are a separate identity. So just as Swami Vivekananda said, look at the ocean and not at the wave. So what is the ocean? Ocean is the Lord, and the waves are so many Atmas. And all these Atmas, they merge in the Paramatma, that is the ocean. So we are also like that. We are all Atmas, and all our Atmas must merge in the Paramatma. Then it becomes Advaitam. In the same way, he is telling another thing. Antarbhait satas sarvam vyapya narayana sthitam. So in and out. Inside means one person. Outside means everything. Like suppose I am one person, I am one identity. So inside me there is that Atma of the Lord. Okay, let us say that one Atma, that Atma is the Chaitanya of the Lord. Then outside me there are so many things. The Charachara Jagat is there. The Charachara Jagat, the underlying bondage of the Charachara Jagat is the Atma or the Paramatma. All the Atmas of the Paramatma. So all these Atmas are again bound by the same Chaitanya of the Paramatma. So here what he wants to reveal through this cosmic form is that we also must understand him, experience him, and see that our Atma merges into the Paramatma, losing our identity. Then we don't want any name, we don't want surname, we don't want any sort of existence except to be with him, in him, merging in him. So that is what the Gopikas did actually. So Lord Krishna, he was only 5 to 7 or 8 years old when he was in Gokulam. And at that time when he was playing the flute, the sweet sound of that tune of the flute, it filled the air of the Gokulam, and all the Gopikas, they came out, irrespective of the age. And then they touched his feet and they said that We know that you are Paramatma, and so we wanted to be near you only. We wanted to merge in you. So it's a wonderful thought. And this thought, and everyone, I think everyone can become Gopikas if we think that we want to merge in him. If we have a concept that he is the Paramatma and we are Atmas and we only want to merge in him, we don't want any other thing. So all these are material things only. Whatever we see, whatever we catch, finally we have to leave the material world and we have to go. And at the time of going, instead of going, if we think that we want to merge in him, then he will catch our hand and make us merge in him. So this Virat Rupam, why he showed that cosmic form is, he need not show the cosmic form. Actually, he need not show. But why he showed is because despite saying so many types of wisdoms to Arjuna, he could not control himself. So he wanted to show the cosmic form, saying that even Arjuna also enters into him and emerges out if he doesn't merge in him. So in this birth, after our work is over, after our play is over in this world, after our drama is over in this world, we enter into him. Then again we emerge from him in our next birth, again to play the drama. That's the cycle of life, birth and death. So if one can realize that in this one single birth, we don't want anything. We don't want another life. One life is enough. If we can understand him. So if we can understand this, Advaitam and Dvaitam are inseparable. So from Advaitam only the Dvaitam has come. And the Dvaitam must merge into the Advaitam. So as not to have any other life again. If we can think like that, just as the Gopikas, then I think our life is more fruitful than anything. That is the ultimate goal of human life. So, how much ever fame or name or money or wealth or whatever it is we acquire, finally we have to surrender at his lotus feet. So, final surrender. Unless we surrender, unless we take him into our heart, unless we make him our charioteer, unless we think that he must rule us, he must govern us, he must not leave us, then we will walk behind him and he will be all sides of us. So I think it is more apt of the cosmic form. So each and every battle we have to fight in the life, from small ones to the biggest ones, from our with the inner enemies, with the external enemies, with the external nature, because our senses are bound by the nature, and they are so much bound with the nature that they are inseparable. We never think of the senses as separate. We always think that they are with us only and we are the senses. But there is something more. That's what the Nirvan Shatkam is saying. That Sivoham, Sivoham. So I am that Shivam. I am that Shivam. So here if we can understand the Nirvan Shatkam itself, we can know what is that Advaitam. Nirvan Shatkam is nothing but the Advaitam. And with this we can come to an understanding that when everything is that Lord only, then we can say that I am also Shivoham, I am that Lord. Then why should I strive for a separate identity? Why should I need it? Because everything will again, because we have seen so many things, everything that again it gets merged in this law of nature. So right from times ancient. Then when we don't want to merge like that, we can merge with the Almighty Himself. That is the union of the Atma with the Paramatma. And that is the ultimate goal of human life. So that is what the Radha Krishna reveals. So actually, it is not, Radha is not a lover of Krishna and say that they sing duets or something like that as is shown in the movies. It is not that. Radha and the Gopikas, everyone, they thought him as the Paramatma and they are all Atmas. So they only wanted, they don't want any life, they don't want any other thing except to merge in him, except to become one with him, except to unite with him. So, and that is the ultimate goal of humans, and which he wanted to reveal through his great cosmic form. So, Visvarupa Sandarshana Yogam, that's in the Bhagavad Gita. So, Bhagavad Gita itself is a pot of knowledge, pot of wisdom from the knowledge. And if one can bring the Bhagavad Gita into the daily life, he can understand so much. So I think the entire library in this world is not, it cannot be compared to one single Bhagavad Gita. So that's why he told in the battlefield. And it is the most pious Granth, book of the people for the entire world. How long you live? You live for 100 years, 150 years, you want so many desires. How long? 200 years? 500 years? Again you want to enjoy these material sensual enjoyments. For sensual enjoyments, how much we need? How long? There is no end. So one day we have to put a full stop for all these things and leave the world. So before putting a full stop unknowingly at the end, without being aware, if we can put a full stop to all these sensual enjoyments, sensual pleasures before knowingly, then we can happily surrender at his lotus feet and merge, just like the Radha with the Krishna, just like the Gopikas with the Krishna. That's more than enough for a human life. So this is what I precisely understood about the Virat Rupam, that the Advaitam and the Dvaitam are inseparable, and from the Advaitam has come the Dvaitam, and the Dvaitam, if it has a mind, it can merge into the Advaitam. That is the relation of the Atma and Paramatma. So here the cosmic form reveals the relation of the Atma and the Paramatma also, the merging of the Atma into the Paramatma. So this is what precisely I understood. So that's why I said it's a very small analysis what I got into my mind. I just put it in front of you. I don't know. Just because every day something comes, and so I just try to make it out. So Hari Om.